Disney just dropped the first teaser for their new Lion King movie, which comes out in 2019. It's our first real peek at the movie and what it will look like. It's got a stacked cast from Beyoncé to Donald Glover, and it practically gives us a shot-for-shot remake of the original 1994 animated film's opening scene. So we're here to take a super nitpicky look at the similarities and differences between the old and new versions based on what we've got, like this scene. They're totally different, but more on that in a second. First up, both versions seem to start with a rising sun. Now, in the 2019 version, the sun is farther away, not as centered, there are more trees, and the colors are less vibrant. This might seem like nothing, but it actually tells us an awful lot. Director Jon Favreau is going for realism here, while also trying to stay incredibly true to the original version. And that might be a tough tightrope to walk. Next, we see this shot of an oryx. That's what we decided this animal was, an oryx. Now the shots look similar, although you can see that they're not a perfect match, but at least they're looking the same direction, and that's something.
Whoa, time out. Let me get this straight.
This next shot is even more spot on. It's the wide shot of these elephants making their way to the ceremony. Now the fogginess is less pronounced here, but it's still very obviously more of a true and direct recreation from the 1994 animated film. Even the tops of the mountains in the background are similarly shaped, and they both have a trail of birds coming from the left side of the screen. Nice job, Favreau. Now, this next shot is iconic. It's impossible to forget because it's so gorgeous. Now, the 2019 version was obviously inspired by it, but it's not a direct recreation, and I'll tell you why. It's all about camera movement. In the new version, we have a camera moving forward and up, revealing small patchy islands in the water, the horizon, and more birds. The animated shot starts with a true aerial shot, and the only camera movement we see is a slow pan from above. Then more birds appear because more birds simply appear before the camera lens. Though different, they are both wonderful shots.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy.
Now here's our first major departure. We have this shot of zebras going wild, jumping up on two legs. We don't really see this in the original until much later. It's not until baby Simba is presented that we see something comparable, and it's still not quite the same. All right, Favreau, be careful, because you're messing with our childhoods.
Don't ever do that again.
Next up is the slow and gorgeous zoom to reveal Pride Rock in the new version. In the original, the shot is much longer and the zoom is much, much faster. In 1994, the shot tracks Zazu all the way up to Pride Rock, and we see a prideful Mufasa standing atop it. In the 2019 version, we only see a little bitty Mufasa, but perhaps Disney is only giving us a snippet in the teaser, and the shot actually continues on in the movie.
And everybody's okay with this? Did I miss something?
Now it's time to meet Rafiki. His climb up the rock seems about right, but in the original, Rafiki is first revealed walking through a crowd of animals. Again, who can say how it will happen in the 2019 version? Rafiki also just looks nicer in the 1994 version. He ropes Mufasa in with a friendly hug, and I'm just seeing less personality this time around.
Very peculiar, don't you think?
All right, here we go. This is the biggest difference. We all know that red swipe that essentially anoints Simba as the successor to his father's throne. Well, in the original, Rafiki cracks open some type of fruit. The jury is still out on exactly what type of fruit it was. Some online are saying it's a passion fruit, others are saying that it's a pomegranate. I don't really know what it is, I just know that it's juicy and I would eat it. What I wouldn't eat are those dry red sticks that Rafiki uses in the newest version. They look like they're doused in some of that color run dust. I don't even know where Rafiki can find that in the jungle. Anyway, the way the breaking shots are filmed is the exact same, but we've got two totally different objects, and I don't know how I feel about that. Is Simba really anointed as his father's successor if his forehead isn't all wet and sloppy?
Your Majesty, I grovel at your feet.
Stop it.
The swipe itself looks right until you realize our pal Rafiki is using two different hands. He's using the right hand in the new version and the left hand in the original. Also, only in the original does Rafiki throw dust in little Simba's face, causing him to sneeze. It's kind of rude. So maybe the new Rafiki is the nice one after all.
Ow! Jeez, what was that for?
It doesn't matter.
Rafiki lifting little Simba up is just about an exact match, but they really play up the drama in the 1994 version with this 3-shot cut. See that? My heart is swelling with pride. What I like about the new one is that Simba looks really scared, not only to be dangling off the edge of a rock, but he also seems to really understand the weight of the situation. Disney recreates this roundabout scene, and they're pretty similar, but this time around, unlike the bird scene, the camera work is actually more sophisticated in the original animated version. The bowing is a bit more organized in the original, while in the new one, the order is a little out of whack. We've got giraffes bowing before zebras, whereas in the original we have zebras bowing before the giraffes. But I'll allow it.
Hey, it's okay.
The zoom outs are pretty similar, but like with the zoom ins, we get a closer look of Pride Rock. Then in both versions, we cut to the title card. I really like the lettering in the new version. It's rugged and golden, while in the older version, it's just a sort of 2D red. As you can see in both, the L and the G at the ends are both bigger, we've got that line in the middle there, and the fonts are the same. All right, just a couple more scenes thrown in there to dissect. In the new version, there's a scene where Simba puts his paw in a bigger paw print. In the original, this moment comes when Simba and Mufasa are having a serious conversation about bravery. In the new version, it seems like the paw print is a little bit smaller. Last, there's a quick shot of what I assume is the stampede scene. They're pretty darn similar. There's a bit more green grass and the terrain is a tad more dramatic in the original. Okay, what's really last is what we hear during the teaser. Actor James Earl Jones, reprising his role as Mufasa, says, "Everything the light touches is our kingdom, yada, yada, yada." I mean, it's the same actor saying it, so it's no surprise that it's spot on. But listen to both lines in both versions.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. Everything the light touches is our kingdom.
They're practically the same line reading, but that's where the differences come in. Simba says, "Wow," after that first line. We don't hear that in the teaser. Instead, we hear the word but.
But a king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun.
There's no but in the original.
A king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun.
Then in the original, he goes on to say,
One day, Simba, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
In the new teaser, Jones doesn't say the word Simba. Perhaps these words were added or taken away just for the teaser. We won't know for sure until the movie comes out in 2019. All right, there you have it. What did I miss? Was I wrong about anything? Tell us in the comments.